What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. So I had to make this follow-up video. I did a video recently about Adrien Broner. He basically said in a nutshell, the Marcos Maidana fight has taught him nothing, and he wasn't humbled by that experience. He's still the same fly, flashy, etc., etc. And I must say, I do videos, and whether you like them or not, or whether you agree with me or not, I give you a fair shake, straight down the middle, call it how I see it, and give you my unadulterated thoughts. But I support why I feel a certain way. I'll give you examples, etc., etc. Some of you guys don't even have a reasonable argument. You'll just be like, Pacquiao sucks, Mayweather's gay, Amir Khan, motherfucker, suck my dick. Like, you know what I mean? It's just crazy shit. Just, you know what I mean, off the grid type of radical responses. Now, in this Broner video, some of you guys are leaving comments like, leave Broner alone. I don't know if you guys remember when Britney Spears had that meltdown and shaved her head and was going crazy and all that. She was in the media a lot, getting a lot of negative publicity. And there's this gay dude, he did a video, went viral, and he was like, leave Britney alone. That's what some of you guys remind me. Anytime I get on here and give constructive criticism on a feedback that you guys don't like, it's like, leave Broner alone. Leave him alone. He's AB. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm going to give you my thoughts. If you don't like it, don't press play. The end. Simple. As far as Broner, I think some of you guys misconstrue. Some people were leaving comments like, oh, why do you care about his personal life? I don't. I don't care about anybody's personal life other than my own, to be honest. Like to the point where it's going to affect me and, you know what I mean, I'm going to lose sleep over. I wish everyone is like well, you know what I mean? I wish everybody wellness. I hope everyone's being safe out there. But I don't lose sleep over what Adrien Broner does. However, talking about boxing, his personal life wouldn't even come into the forefront, at least on my channel, if it wasn't actually bleeding through into his professional career. That's why people talk about Broner. And some of you guys don't understand that, don't get it. The things I've said about Broner were when I see someone who is living on the wild side and has the potential to do great things in the sport of boxing, but they also have the potential to not to amount to shit based on the decisions and choices they make, then that's going to be alarming. So Broner just did a video and he was talking about how he caught crabs. I'll put the link in the description. And I mean, it's cool, it's funny, it's cute, but he just watched the video, man. He's like, I was 8-0. I was 8-0, maybe 9-0. I wasn't shit then. And he's basically talking about how he fucked a chick, got crabs. He was like, every night before bed, my balls would itch. I got like 10 minutes of sleep. AP. All balls. Scratching my balls. I couldn't sleep. And this is, mind you, this is as he's a professional. He's already a professional at this point. He said he was like 8-0 or 9-0. He was like, I was the man in my city. I was 9-0, but I wasn't really shit. And long story short, he fucked a bitch. He got crabs from her. The STD crabs, motherfucking pubes, bugs, you know what I mean, crawling on him. And he got burned. He got burned by a chick, STD. And he got some kind of remedy, some kind of cure for it. It cleared up. He was good. And he was like basically saying, the pussy was so good, I didn't believe she gave me crabs, so I fucked her again. And I got crabs again. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's cool. This is your personal life. But again, when I see stuff like this, it is alarming because when your personal life starts to affect your career, then it's a problem. Now, if Broner was doing X, Y, and Z in his personal life, but it didn't affect his career, or I don't think it had the potential, then I would let it be his personal life. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, he does this, he's into this, weird, he's a Scientologist or whatever. You know what I mean? If it didn't affect his career, then it didn't affect his career. Like Tom Cruise, he's a Scientologist, but I mean, does he make hit movies? He's still doing movies? Cool. Then I don't care. I don't give a fuck what he does. As long as it's, you know what I mean, not nothing vile and no foul shit. So with Adrien Broner, I really think some of the decisions and choices he's making has the potential to negatively affect and or squander his talents. And that's my only concern with Broner. And some of you guys misconstrue it and become like pure bitches and straight cheerleaders. Like, it's Broner's life. Let him live it. Like, what the fuck? Y'all need to calm down. I wish him well. I hope he does do good. And I hope he can bounce back from the loss against Marcos Maidana. I think it would be great for boxing to see and to show people that you could take an L, and he's young enough to do it. You could take an L, come back strong, come back focused, rededicated, And I think it's good for boxing. But little stuff like catching crabs and not, I mean, we've seen this. Boxers, particularly, a lot of these boxers are undereducated, you know what I mean, didn't have great schooling, you know what I mean, from as far back as boxing was created. A lot of boxers have come from like underprivileged situations, we will say, just come from the hood or impoverished areas, low education, low test scores, that kind of thing. So we've seen it. I've seen, you know what I mean, Johnny Tapia getting into drugs, the Mike Tyson's getting burned and STDs and into drugs, as he talks about in his book. We could do this all day. Roberto Duran, he had issues with substance abuse and lack of training where he just fell off and wasn't really training. And Zab Judah, I mean, we could do this all day. There's a lot of talented fighters, but if you're not working hard, and Broner, out of all people, since you idolize or you fancy Floyd Mayweather, you should learn from him. This man has been in the sport 18 years, and he still seems dedicated, keeps his body clean, stays in shape, etc. So if that's really your idol, maybe you could, you know what I mean, take a chapter out of his book in terms of what he does to maintain that. I just think Broner sometimes gets sidetracked with, I want to be a rapper, I want to sell tickets, I want to do this, I want to be on World Star, to the point where it's overshadowing or coming before his actual boxing career, and that's not a good look. So that's my main message to Broner. I hope he can bounce back strong. Carlos Molina, I like the fight. To me is just but I like the fact that he's going back down to 140. I think he kind of bit off more than he can chew. You've seen the easy title in Paulie Malignaggi, and after the fight he was like, we don't know, AB might go back to 135, might fight at 140, might stay at welter, we never know. He was saying stuff like that in interviews. And he decided to stick around 147, didn't really allow his body to acclimate. And you went from one fucking extreme to the next. You went from all the way cold to all the way hot, which is always a bad idea. You went from the lightest puncher in the division, or one of them, you know what I mean, in terms of the notable guys at welterweight, Paulie Malignaggi. Definitely a skilled fighter, but he's not much on the punching power barometer, if you will. And then you went to one of the top punchers in the welterweight. It's either Marcos Maidana or Keith Thurman, in my opinion, in terms of the most solid punchers. So that's not necessarily a good look. You know what I mean? You went from a light puncher, didn't really get to test the waters, and had a tough fight in that. And then you went to Marcos Maidana when you should have dropped back down to 140, 135 and decided what you want to do with the belt and then maybe defend it at a later date. You didn't give yourself time to acclimate. So this is not to bash Broner. I'm just giving you my real thing as far as, you know what I mean, getting crabs and licking strippers and stuff. That fast life will catch up to you in the sport of boxing. So take it for what it's worth. Some people are like, it's his personal life and he doesn't need to change. And like, I mean, if you guys feel that way, that's cool. I say different, you know what I mean? And some of you guys leave comments like, I never told Broner not to be confident. Some of you guys are like, if he loses his confidence, then he'll get beat again. Like, I never said lose your confidence, but you could still be level-headed and confident. You know what I mean? I think Pacquiao is level-headed but confident in his abilities and his skills. Timothy Bradley is level-headed and confident in his skills and his abilities. So having confidence doesn't mean anything. Like, it doesn't mean you can't be a good fighter or you can't be on a win streak. I just think Broner needs to really assess what he wants to do. Do you want to be this world star, you know what I mean, quick cash type dude and get fly kicks and bitches and fuck them? Or are you in it for the long haul and you want to etch your name in the history books of boxing? Like, you already did something great. You're young and you have 3 titles in 3 different weight divisions. So you already have accomplishments. You have to just keep on your journey and keep writing in your own book and decide how it ends, if you will. On the contrary, I will say this on my Instagram at Boxing Ego. Make sure you check out the video. But DeMarcus Corley, shout out to the homie DeMarcus Corley, posted a video of Broner, and Broner looked good. He was on the pads. He looked lightning fast. He was fucking fast. So check out the video. I'll put the link in the description of that also. He looked really good. As far as the Carlos Molina fight, like I said, I'm not thrilled about it, but I understand it. From a boxing fan, this is his career, this is his livelihood, and you got to get back on track. You got to work things out in your camp and in your corner, and it is a good comparative fight because Amir Khan fought Carlos Molina, beat him. Carlos Molina hopefully learned from his loss, and we'll be able to see what Broner does with Carlos Molina. Like, Khan, I think, went to round 7 or 8 or something with Carlos Molina. And if Broner fights him and, let's say, hypothetically, he knocked him out in the first 2 rounds, then that's, of course, going to be good for his career because people are already talking about Broner Khan in the future. So if we have that comparison, it'll be similar to kind of like Pacquiao and Mayweather. Mayweather beat Hatton first, and then Pacquiao re-beat Hatton and destroyed him in less rounds. Same thing with De La Hoya. Mayweather had a tough fight with De La Hoya, and then Pacquiao came back, and even though De La Hoya came down a weight class, which was a dumbass decision, he beat him, and he beat up on him. So for the casual fans, it'll be a good thing because they'll be able to see that and have that easy comparison. Like, oh, Broner did this, even though you got to keep in mind there's other factors involved. Like when Amir Khan fought Carlos Molina, he was undefeated at the time. Now he's already tasted defeat, etc., etc. So there's other factors, but for the surface area fans, they'll be able to compare and contrast Broner's fight with Molina versus Amir Khan's, and hopefully make a fight with them two in the future, Amir Khan and Broner, if they're both successful in their upcoming bouts. We'll see. But as far as Broner, like I said, I wish him the best. I just think he needs to stay focused, keep his eyes on the prize. And if you're saying certain things and doing it to sell tickets, that's one thing. But I honestly think, to a degree, some of that shit's bleeding over. Like, it's not just selling tickets. This is kind of who you are. And if this is the case, and that fast lane is not where you want to be, especially since you've already tasted defeat, people are going to look to your last 2 performances, which have been subpar, and they're going to try to use that to gain what you have. Another good fight is Danny Garcia and Adrien Broner based on boxing politics. I'm not sure that this fight would happen. Don't know. I know they're friends. I know he knows Angel Garcia and Danny Garcia well. So we don't know if that will happen, but I like to moving back down to 140, testing the waters, working out things, working out the bugs in his training camp, and with his game plan, hopefully they're going to incorporate some more defense and movement into his fight. Not that he needs it against Carlos Molina, but he needs to get in the habit and start building those habits. Let me know what you guys think of Adrien Broner. Watch the video. Like I said, he looked fast as fuck. Let me know what you guys think of the Carlos Molina fight and Broner catching crabs. Watch all these videos. Like, dislike, I don't care. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.